What's good, everybody? Welcome back. Today we have a wonderful Kibler Menagerie game. One of those old school Aggem boards that, quite frankly, have not really been played in this current meta too much. Now, Aggem Menagerie was a mainstay of the game in the previous meta. It was prior to the overhaul. It was one of the strongest builds in the game. Combination of Lightfang cycling on the board, Aggem with Blood Gems, Flat Tusk, etc., etc., made for some really strong boards. Well, in modern day, that's a little bit weaker by comparison, but, when in a pinch, a golden Aggem still can win lobbies, and Reno, tripling into a 5-star, gets an old golden Aggem sometimes. Pivot toward just staying on 4 for the entirety of the game, gathering up every last Blood Gem, stabilize a game at low health, and just turn it around and take easy MMR. We have a little bit of a debate in the middle of this game that is either, well, a debate on whether we should be taking 4 stars or 5 stars on Reno. I do genuinely believe there are enough good 4 stars in the game right now that taking a tempo 4 stars average does come out better than taking 5 stars. Now, don't get me wrong, golden 5 stars are incredibly strong, and some of them, Mama Bear, Bran, Aggem, etc., can win you the lobby. But golding a Mechano Tank or golding a light spawn or a few of the other mid-game minions is usually a surefire way to take top 4s, and oftentimes still results in a victory. Oftentimes results in either a second or first place. So when we talk about like what is the best line, generally speaking, we're talking about the highest average line. And in this game, we try both. We go for the 4 first, we miss, we say, all right, that's tempo, whatever. Try a 5-star afterwards. Backup plan, drop super low. And then we try to go for the first. All right, enjoy. Okie dokie then. Okay. Look at that. This is going to be a warrior curve game. Wait, why no George? Because we're not high roll, or we're not tryharding. I'm playing all the heroes I'm less comfortable with this season. The reason I'm not trying to climb very quickly is it's early in the season. We'll worry about the end of season rating. Learn something new, enjoy playing something different. Enjoy the process. Why not hold? Because we don't level. Ever. Like, it's a 3 token game on Reno. We're rolling next turn even if the board's bad. The content is greater than George. Playing and enjoying the process. We are climbing though, not nearly to like, we spent 90% of the first 2.5 months last season in the top 10. This season, we're in the top 50 the entire time. Let's be realistic. There's a huge difference there in terms of win rate. The difference is like a 3.5 compared to a 3.1 average. That's almost a half of a game placement better last season than this season. But yes, we are climbing. But there's a huge difference in that average performance. Trust the process, throwing for future profits. I've also made a little bit of a decision, and I'm very transparent on this kind of stuff. But as we're growing, being somebody that is like, go for number 1, nose to the grindstone style streamer, like that's not going to keep up. That I can't keep that level of focus and that level of dealing with the RNG swings and dealing with chat and all that kind of shit on a daily basis. I shape my community to be a reflection of myself, to use Fresh's words. I did see that post afterwards. And sometimes you try hard and sometimes you take a step back. And right now we're in the step back portion. Meme streamer all the way. I mean, enjoying the process and playing at a top 50 level. Doesn't feel like meme streamer. First triple 4-star? Definitely. Next turn. Just be the top ranked meme streamer. I think we pretty much have that covered. If you can consider what we're doing recently, meme streaming. 4 gold grubbers yesterday, 270,000 health Terracosa. We're basically turning into memers. Probably take 2 5s. How are you taking 2 5s? Yeah, 5 stars on Reno are the thing of the past. It's like, you know, what are you gonna do next turn? You gonna level? You just gonna take a 5-star from this and then magically find the other one? Nah, fuck that. We take the 4, and if the 4 doesn't give us direction, we don't gold it. We take it for tempo, and we look for the second triple, and if the second triple is reliable to play for 5-star, then we do that. Know me one time. Know me's not on 4. Like, it's just suicide in this meta. Going for 5s. I mean, it's the biggest difference why we've climbed 1,000 points in 48 hours, is we're not playing for 5 stars anymore. It's a huge, huge difference. We're never going to buy any of these. Never going to buy any of those. Hey, look at that. Another triple. Alright. Screams Witchwing, right? Frank, please. Frank is a goldable unit. But now we take a 5 with the second one. If we don't get the 4, then we take the 5. But that gives us both tempo or greed or the outs of, like, if we hit a light spawn right now, we just gold it instantly, right? If we hit a Frank right now, we gold it instantly. Frank is the cannon. The 6-4 mech. What is a golden Witchwing? Yeah, it's pretty funny. We're not golding it, though. Anyone in chat know much about RAM? Just dodge, cheap, and RAM. Only downloading it. That's all. 7 to 10. Alright, so we gotta be 20 health. Going for this? Gross. And no proc. Alright, so we killed nothing on the board. We got no value off of Witchwing. And now we get to take 12 damage instead of 7 to 10. Sure. Just because it was a bad outcome doesn't make it a mistake, though. Easiest no me of my life. What am I supposed to do with these? Okay. I think we just pull this trigger. We have 1 turn to stabilize. Gold Aggem? Yeah, I mean, it's not what we want. That's the problem with 5 stars. This is basically 1 card we want here. 2 stars maybe, or 2 if you count Mama Bear. It's definitely stronger to take 2 5s? No. No, it's not. That's fine. I mean, you have your opinion. I don't argue with chat. I will say this, that I'm pretty set in the idea that taking a 4 and a 5 there is way, way better. People tend to look at high rolls and then not ignore the low rolls. Not to mention the fact that, like, you don't typically take that much damage on that turn. And you had quite a bit of tempo options that are significantly better. Like, there are more 4 stars than 5 stars which are goldable. So with that in mind, like, it's pretty hard to make that argument. Flat test of the ultimate find right now, we're never going to triple in the 6s. This game is 100% tempo. Keep that in mind. 3 with Hogger, not at this point in the game. Like, we can't play for Hogger either. Same deal. The mech is a really good hit. We need something like this. Ideally, though, we would have at some point have found another tribe to throw at the board and or blood gems. But that's okay. Like, we just have to pull the trigger on tempo now take the 4th or so finish and move on to the next game. Like, we stabilize really hard there, right? That this is a very good board for turn 7. And we just fish for blood gems and play for tempo. And that's fine. See, the thing that we miss on, like, if you try to play for 5 stars is you're taking 1 5-star. Remember, it's not 2 5-stars. Because you don't have 2 5-stars locked. The fact that we found the extra unit is also due to the fact that we have to roll and get the opportunity to do so when staying on 3. You don't actually have those rolls. So taking 1 5-star is the equivalent of the 1 5-star we took. And being like, well, if you would have gotten 2 of them, we didn't have to. Don't have to. We can't magically have more than what we had. That was a beautiful hit. We love getting the extra minion here and the gold. That was gorgeous. We can still win this. Most likely we just end up in a tempo board state. We don't really win this from this position. Wildfire's okay. Alright, Bobby. You gonna make me eat my words? Is that what you're saying? That's what he's saying. He's like, you can't win this. Let's show this piece of shit. I just like a slightly better minion. You can move the stats here. I really want to fish before we use all these blood gems. If we were to find like a divine shield for the sub out for the droplet before we commit all of these blood gems to the board, I'd play down a minion for the turn to do that. Can't play down 2 minions, right? Not to do that. You'd have to sell Bonker, or you'd have to sell Tabby Cat. As much as I like the idea, it's just not doable. We play for the tempo, we're way too low health. The upside's not high enough to justify it. Tabby Cat out, the upside's just not there. Like, if we lose a round, we lose this round, if possible, to a high rolling Hook Tusk, you just get 8th. And the upside of having the Divine Shield versus not having it is like, you're a little more competitive for first. But you have a major downside. Get a ghost round. There's really nothing on 5 we ever want. This is like blood gems or bust type of thing. Amusingly, you could sub it. For the turn. Bank some bonkers. It's the equivalent of like 1.5 blood gems. At least 1 blood gem, let's view it as. And I buy a Battlecry blood gem. I like it. I mean, this is what we have to do from that position. You get a hold of Aggem, you say, alright, that gives us mid-game stats. Mid-game stats are mid-game stats. It pretty much ensures that you take a top 4 and you move the next game. Nothing crazy. Nothing to be like, oh my god, this sucks. But yeah, the debate between 4, 5s, and 6s on Renos is one that will rage on forever. But I challenge people to think about what you're looking for off of 5. And if it's going to cost you 25 health to take it, and there are only 2 or 3 good hits, and then think about how low health you are, and saying like Golden Hogger is a way to stabilize. You need 2 turns to stabilize Golden Hogger, right? Now you very easily could die from that position. And if you die from that position, even a small percentage of the time, it's not going to be worth it. because that skews the average down pretty hard. This meta can be miss 5 as 6 pretty similarly, IMO. Yeah, that's why we take 4s a lot. And in lobbies where there are a lot of 4-stars that are carries, like if you gold Frank, you just win the mid game. You just take it as like, it's kind of like golding Soul Juggler, but you can do a versatile board. This is Frank. You can gold light spawn. It's as good as golden Nomi in most situations. You gold a Grease Spot with 1 Divine Shield. It's a Grease Spot. Elementals, Mechs, Beast. We're gonna need this. Interesting. You ever want the Nest Matron? Not really, right? I just commit all of these and then bump with a Grambler. I don't want to commit the ghoul to the board because if we don't fight a mech player next turn, we're gonna have to sell the ghoul off. Who's Frank? Mechano Frank? Yeah, Mechano Frank. People keep referring to him as Frank. I think it's amusing. That's Frank. You don't usually taunt Frank. Frank's not one to be taunting. But sometimes the only mech you have on the board is Frank. And he just turns into a mid-game taunt minion. Think we level next turn? Nope. I don't see any reason I'd ever level. It reduces the chance to find blood gems. There are no 5-stars we want. Got to justify leveling. Not to mention it costs you 4 gold. It's cool. Whee! Beast board. Play around Cleave. Lead with Whim Fury against Beast board. Damn, a Quillbore Menagerie. Haven't seen this in a while. Yeah, it's a backup plan. Like, we took our first shot into a 4-star, we missed. Then we shot into a 5-star and we missed. And we took an Aggem and said, fuck it. All blood gems all day. So I'm at 24 health on Shadowwalk on turn 5 with 2 tokens played and say no pirates, no dragons, no mechs. My board is a 2-1 and a 2-1, 2-1-1s. It's taking 2 6s in the next turn, correct. 24, turn 5, 2 ticket. Probably not. Pirates, Dragons, Mechs is like... I'm assuming the reason you ask it that way is because that's like the 3 most tempo-defining 6-stars. Probably not. Because you don't stabilize in 1 turn. So even if 20% of the time you get 8th there, you're better off taking 5s. Mama. Ooh. It's a big mama bear board. Unfortunately for him, our board's bigger. I'm just gonna smile at the fact that we got 4 blood gems off Bonker. Bonker carrying in this game. 2 per round every single round since we bought it. And 4 that round. That Bonker has earned its space on the board. Could level against the Ghost, but there's no reason to level. There's literally nothing that we want. A triple into Flat Tusk is a reason if we had even pairs. But I'm not going to buy pairs. I'm going to play for 100% tempo here. We have the Ghoul to beat a mech player. We have Menagerie here. We have Beasts here. We can beat all of them. That key turns where you pick the Bonker over the Peggy, yeah. It was a big deal. Long-term Selfless. Depending on who we fight. There's one Divine Shield on the board. This could be a gem. But we have to sell something. So we don't ever do it. Too bad. No blood gems. This ghost is very dead, but let's be realistic. We use the blood gem no matter what. Ensures Bonker gets his attacks off. He always gets his attacks off. Like, what are we gonna do? Gold Aggem again? We always keep those 5 tribes on the board. Gem transfer would be nice. Be okay. It's just stacking a bunch of stats on a Divine Shield that's already a big minion, right? You could potentially make a second Divine Shield minion by dropping Bonker, but you have to drop 30 stats off the board to do it. Like at a certain point, a Divine Shield minion getting more stats is not better than having a Divine Shield minion that's medium stats and a regular minion that's medium stats. Because it loses to the same stuff. Poison after Divine Shield instead of poison up front. For a cleave, could be okay. There's that triple into a 6-star we were talking about with blood gems. Like, shit. Now we leveled. Four mechs. Two different directions. We use Ghoul here? Nah. Maybe? I don't even know what this is. Ghoul here or Selfless here? We don't use whatever this unit is. Is that a shielded bird? Yeah. This guy might have Baron. I'm never using Zap here. I'm using one of these two. Or it's the Cleave with the intent that we could get Gem Transfer next turn for a big Cleave. You might have Baron. It's possible. But we don't play a Zap with that in mind. So it's a question between Selfless or Ghoul. Ghoul would have been slightly better. They're fairly equivalent, to be fair. Too bad we don't kill him, though. Actually do, like, 7 damage on a 12 to 13. That was terrible. I don't like that at all. Now we gotta fight the Gale Wing and then the Panda again afterwards if we get that far. I'm gonna use the Zap here against the mech board. Baron, worthless. This, okay. In fact, it's pretty good. If we do get Gem Transfer, you'd have to drop a Bonker off the board, which isn't the end of the world. Yeah, it's too far. I'd rather just have any old blood gem. It's a nice idea. Just not enough. We still have Ghoul? Yeah, it's the question is, do we use the Ghoul? Or do we use the Baron? If we're gonna use the Zap, and if we're gonna use the Zap, then we Bonker. The Bonker has to go. Feels like you just try to beat this off of Ghoul without Zap, and not try to make the read that it's guaranteed to be Baron. And even if it is Baron, it might be Zap protected at this point because the Blood Gem's being in the lobby. It's a lot of stats to drop off a board. Love these tech moments. Yeah, the read here is that it could very well be Baron, but Baron can be protected anyway. And Ghoul will get value. And I mean will get value. I should swap these two. Against a mech board. That's gonna happen. It is a Baron, and it would have gotten value. The Zap. But the Ghoul's pretty damn nice. This one. Alright, well, we broke the train, at least. Come on, man. Come on. 7 damage on a 12 to 13 last round, and then we deal 8 damage on an 80% to lethal on a 12 to 13 here. What the fuck? Do you do predictions? No. No. Not a predictions kind of person. Now we get a ghost and let them fight for second. You're actually going to win this? Yeah. Sometimes it happens. You could take the bonker pair. I don't love it. Gotta freeze the Ghoul, right? It's one turn after that. There's no world. He has enough stats. We'll just play 6. I predict Bofur will win. I mean, we're playing with a backup of a backup of a backup plan. I retain, like, or I reiterate, the difference between 4, 5s, and 6s on Reno is a big reason why people are having different performance with the hero on average this season. And tripling in the 5s is oftentimes bait. If there are a couple good options, then sure. But if your curve is really like drop to 10 health to take a 5-star, that's a really bad position to be in. And the fact that we were able to stabilize that is great. But that's not the norm. That once you drop to 8 health like we did, and you fight anything that has a decent mid-game board, you can lose to it. Like one Frank board and you just die. Play the Bacon Monka W. Why? Why are we playing Bacon? Doesn't do anything more for the board. Alright, are we gonna play the Zap? Or are we just gonna play this for Ghoul to just break all shields? Or why not both? Could be both, theoretically. Nothing here that we want. $20 buffs. This just isn't important. Having all medium-sized minions, let's beat this guy. Let's not make it so poison value trades one of our big guys. Okay, there's nothing here that we would use. One blood gem. Like, he doesn't have Kangors. The way he beats us, though, I think is that. So I think we do it. You could argue both of these directions, by the way. One plays around Spore, the other one plays around just going first so he doesn't get his proc. It also makes us the attack in doesn't necessarily hit. It doesn't pop the Mega Buster, but one of them shielded. Yep, that was the way he can beat us, as if he has the Kangor's line. So we play the Zap. Buff the Zap. There's no reason to buff the Zap. We're sacrificing a 12-12 to the board for a 1-1 to a Zap. And if you know for certain you need it to be like 9 attack or whatever to be able to kill the Baron, that's cool. But stats are what win the game after we snipe something. And if we miss on the Baron snipe and we use the blood gems on the Zap, we're leaving ourselves open to be consumed, to be beaten. Eaten by that big mech board. Alright. We take the first. It was a weird one. Take our 4, take our 5. Turn around with a backup strat. Take a W. Meant gem transfer in the Zap? Yeah, that's pretty funny, but no, I'm not gonna do that. Big Zap for clickbait. We need an APM elemental.